it's okay to be white is a hate crime, as in that phrase there. In fact, I think under British law, technically, I've just broken the law as well. Fantastic.
Well, you can get your criminal sentence.
Well, oh well, what are you going to do?
I disavow.
This is the story here. Politics are all reporting. Posters saying it's okay to be white have sparked a police hate crime investigation, reported by the BBC. So not even just some local gazette or something that's made this story up, probably put the posters up themselves or something. No. This is a real thing. So if we continue on this, I just wanted to demonstrate, firstly, the response from normal people, such as Lawrence Fox, who just yeah, it's okay to be white.
It is okay to be white.
You got me.
It's not a morally loaded statement normally to normal people.
No, I mean, it's you could make the argument, as Boris Johnson no doubtly has many a time, with I disagree with BLM, but Black lives do matter. That would be his argument, right? And you don't get the same response in response to this. Of course you don't.
But
so
this isn't even like some sort of positive step forward. This is just say, well, this position is fine. Yeah, it's not even a position.
It's not even that the white people good or white is good. It's okay.
Yeah, well,
it's neutral.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the brilliance of this as a political tactic, to be honest, because this is it's a morally neutral statement. It's okay to be anything, any color.
I mean, I love the fact that this is so the origins of this for people who might not know is I think it was in 2017. This popped up first on 4chan as a bit of a joke.
Yeah,
it's like, imagine if we all went on Halloween, put these posters up, people are going to lose their minds, and they did.
They absolutely did.
So then they did it next year.
Yeah,
the next year. And it was just like, okay, well, here's the yearly tradition of what to do on Halloween.
But the question is, why is the BBC covering it? Because, I mean, okay, so what happened here? Well, someone put up a single sheet of A4 on a lamppost in some town in England.
But that's the thing. Why did it carry on and take off? Well, it's because it's so simple.
And because it gets them.
And because it gets them. But also, it gets them for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's because they know that, well, there's positive discrimination in our country and many others. But anyway, let's go through the response. So if we go to the next one here. This is the BBC article itself, in which they say, Basingstoke, it's okay to be white, posters spark investigation. Posters saying it's okay to be white have sparked a police hate crime investigation. Presumably when they get the guy, they're going to shove him in the slammer.
I want to know what the hate crime is. I want them to detail to the public why this is a hateful statement.
Towards who? Who's the victim? Who's the perceived victim?
Yeah.
Non-white people in general? And
are they,
victim of what?
And does that implies that they hold the position that being white is bad?
Yes.
Which I don't think they do.
I mean,
so
the proponent is not saying it's good. He's saying it's okay.
Yeah.
And therefore, well, that's what's going to be.
Like it's okay to be gay.
To be honest, the guy who put up that poster, hand yourself in. I want to see the court case. I mean, I'll donate to your GoFundMe or whatever else you do.
Well, calm down. He might be a Nazi.
I don't know. To be honest, it doesn't matter. Like, that's the point. I want to see in the courtroom, like, even if he is a genuine neo-Nazi, let's go for steelman position, This guy is like, white race, all the rest of it, right? I still don't know how you get him for saying it's okay to be white. In the same way if he said humans need to drink water to survive, you're like, well, shut him down.
He is a Nazi, so,
It's like, well, he hasn't said anything that's untrue. And again, just because Hitler says you need oxygen to breathe, I'm not going to hold my breath. Anyway, so they're saying here, they found on lampposts 2 roads in Basingstoke, near Basingstoke College of Technology. The Hampshire Constabulary was alerted to the posters by residents on Thursday, and they said they were treating it as a hate crime.
But again, as you say, a hate crime against who?
Whom? Well, we have the name of the... singular person who decided to report it. So Basingstoke and Dean Borough Council has arranged for the posters to be removed. That's your
What the hell's Basingstoke and Dean?
I don't know, but also I love
somewhere nowhere.
It's not London.
It's some tiny shire place somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so resident Priya Brown said, these tactics are divisive and they have no place in today's world. These tactics that are used to divide deliberately by neo-Nazi groups and white supremacist groups. It started in the US, but now we've seen it here in the UK.
So these are tactics. How does she know it's a tactic?
But also, I love the phrasing. Just replace neo-Nazi with socialist and you have BLM. These are tactics to divide us.
Yep.
They're being done deliberately. Okay, what is the Black Lives Matter organization? What are they doing? Okay, there are a bunch of socialists who are doing exactly the same thing.
But does this mean that Priya Brown doesn't believe it's okay to be white?
Presumably, yes. She never stated that, no.
And it's interesting how she happens to be a non-white person herself. So it seems that she's some kind of racial supremacist.
But also the Hampshire Constabulary here, the people who are investigating this as a hate crime, what's their opinion on whether or not it's okay to be white.
Probably not good.
No, we can prove it. So if we go to the next one here, I just found online them celebrating diversity and inclusion. I think it's on the third tweet I have here. They are responding to some interview in which they've won an award for being the best employers for race.
Really?
Don't know what the hell that is, but whatever.
We have racial awards now, do we?
Yeah, and if we go to the next one on this, you can see them responding.
Wear that racial award with pride. Wear it, say, look, we're the best racial employers.
We're the race police.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you should be proud of that. That's definitely what we were looking for in this country, isn't it?
How did they get it? Well, they say how they got it in the interview. So if we go to the next image on that, you can see them saying that as well as our positive action internship, they did racial discrimination against white applicants.
Our Black, ethnic, and minority network group are so experienced and passionate about improving all we do for our BAME communities and staff, and today's acknowledgement is a testament to that. Wow.
But they literally did a positive action internship. So, you deliberately discriminated against white applicants to get an award for being the best race police in the country, and now you're investigating a guy putting up a sign that says it's okay to be white.
I mean, it does by implication there say that, we don't care about the white communities.
But it's also the point of the sign. So, I mean, it's a meme in the US. Yeah. It's a meme because it's funny. They respond to it. But in the UK and other such countries, no, but the sign actually does have an argument, which is, Hampshire Constabulary, as a point of example, as a local group, are engaging in racial discrimination.
Yes.
That's wrong. It is okay to be white. You don't, or you shouldn't discriminate against white applicants for jobs. There's actually a line of logic there.
I mean, that's correct.
And no, you do not get to engage in such civil rights action for white people not to be discriminated against for internships. Not allowed. The police will investigate you if you dare do it. Imagine the reverse.
Who is this Priya Brown again? What does she do?
So she was an activist for the Women's Inequality Party. So this is an archive
really?
of her tweet. Thankfully, she did say it's okay to be white. She added a capital white for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why she'd add a capital white, because white is a descriptive term, as in describes a person's colour of the skin. It's not an identifier to denote a nationality.
Yeah, that's not what's taking place, but whatever. Okay, so she says it is okay to be white. Of course it is. Located these posters on the wall, and then she's reported them to Hampshire Constabulary, and also then tags a bunch of groups.
Excuse me, police, there's a sign I don't like. Oh God, what's it say, miss? It says it's okay to be white. We'll be right there.
Literally. That's how the phone went. I love how later on she's like, thank you for taking my call. It's like, could you imagine the patience on those people having to deal with that nonsense? But anyway, she posts a bunch of ats, and she ats the Women's Inequality Party, for example, also the Lib Dems, because she's an activist for them. She is a leftist activist. People who don't know the Women's Inequality Party, they are a meme.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're a feminist party.
So they're a bunch of feminist and leftists who got together to advocate for equality, socialist value, of course. You might remember Jordan Peterson absolutely destroying their leader on Breakfast TV once.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, since the story blew up, she deleted that part of her description. So you can see there, I stand for equality, Women Equality Party activist, and then her email address for the party. Deleted. Deleted that part of her bio. Didn't want people to know. Because,
interesting how she didn't gain any followers out of this.
No. There's also a response which I found funny in the comments. So in the comment section of her original tweet, there was someone who responded with, people baffle me, I'm sorry this happens. Like, what harm was done? This bloody poster. And she responds with, when you hear this stuff all the time, it breaks you down bit by bit. Sad.
There are just people constantly going, it's okay to be white, Priya. It's just like, God, I just don't know about
Starts
that.
flinching.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway, so...
I mean, she never asked why people keep saying that to her. Why do they keep saying that? You say something, they're like, well, it is okay to be white. It's like, what were you saying that they felt the need to? What were you saying that they felt the need to defend, people's existence as white people?
Yeah, but I can't get over all this because, I mentioned I won't go on a rant again because you've heard it a million times, me ranting about all the different internships in the UK, which you cannot apply for. All will be denied because you are white.
Literally the melanin content of your skin.
Yeah, so this was all kind of a joke in the US, but over here, I do actually view that as an action of civil rights.
Yeah.
Because it is. We do have government institutions.
We're running the way that California wishes it was run.
Yes, unironically. the Equality Act apparently allows this to take place. So that's what I
do you not recall that the Californian state Senate was trying to get it to repeal the anti-discrimination laws so they could have positive discrimination?
In California's constitution, it said you can't discriminate on race.
Yeah, and they're like, well, hang on a second.
California Democrats were like, well, what about white people? So they wanted that deleted. But anyway, this isn't the first time either. That's what I find really interesting as well, is that this is not the first time this has happened. And she posted a story in 2020 underneath her tweet, which is funny to read. So this is 1st July 2020. Quote here, posters carrying the slogan, "It's okay to be white," have been found in a Somerset town. Again, the Shires.
Again, the fact that the BBC report on this as if this is momentous, newsworthy, or important really shows their hand, doesn't it?
But also sparking a police probe, yet again. The Somerset police were also...
And what did they find?
Well, nothing. Because it's a bloody poster. What are you going to go on? We're going to dust it for prints. Well,
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
They didn't find anything. So anyway,
CCTV footage? I don't know.
this man's been putting up posters all over the place saying it's okay to be your skin tone. Right. If we carry on, there's more of these as well. So the BBC, yet again. I mean, look, getting a BBC story published about some minor thing in your town is not easy. So that's what you'll get into the point there.
That's why I keep highlighting it. It's like, well, look, if they're really triggered by this, and what I honestly think this is though is that I think that they do want to have having white skin as being some kind of condemnation. I do honestly think that's the case, and obviously it's because I've read so much critical race theory.
Well, it's stock rhetoric for being a left winger these days.
Yeah, but like the thing that this challenges is the idea that whiteness is entitled, being white, having the property of being white, is not entirely negative. You know, and if you can carve out a sort of small space that says,
well,
look,
neutral.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even affirmative. It's just neutral. Then that actually does damage to the entirely negative construct that they're trying to impose on people with white skin.
Yeah, I mean, the neutral position is the liberal position on race.
Yes.
It's not positive
It's
or
the
negative.
colourblind position on race. Yeah.
I don't know why we have to say this, but okay, the BBC doesn't know.
But again, again, that's what they're attacking, is the colourblind position on race. And as people who hold the colourblind position on race, well, that's why we're covering this.
But anyway, here's a third example, because this happened again a little while before as well. So we have that, if we go back on that one. So that was the Bristol University one I want to talk about. So if you go back, John. So this is Bristol University students condemn white supremacist posters. That was how they framed it this time around.
Yep.
A student group has condemned the appearance of posters carrying the slogan, "It's okay to be white."
Yep.
Again, same thing, because, this is the long-standing running joke at this point. This phrase seems innocent on the surface, but in reality, it's a popular dog whistle among white supremacists.
I'm not a dog.
I don't hear the dog whistle.
Yeah.
It is the phrase, "It's okay to be white." In the same way you could say, well, yeah, Black Lives Matter is a fine phrase of its own.
Yeah.
All the socialists behind it is a problem. Sure, you could get that argument, but you're not making that argument, are you? You're saying the phrase in and of itself is the problem.
I love this. Bristol West MP Thangham Debonair said she was disgusted by the press. I love the
disgusted.
It's okay to be white. Poor, how dare you, sir?
Just literally revolted
Listen, you Nazi.
by the idea. So they say in here, this is not what Bristol is about. Bristol is a
Bristol's about condemning white people, okay?
It's okay to be white. This is not what Bristol is about. Bristol is a welcoming city. What? Which thrives on all kinds of difference, whether it is race, culture, religion, or something else.
Amazing.
But not neutrality. We're not having that. The university has been working with staff and students to reaffirm, quote, its commitment to inclusion, diversity, and equality in response, according to a spokesman.
And that's the ideology that is in play here.
Exactly. So in the statement, a liberal statement on race, which is it's okay to be white in the same way it's okay to be black and all the rest of it. In response to that, the university's like, well, doubling down on equality, diversity, and inclusion.
Which shows you that they have an animus against white people.
And this happened again as well, in which the BBC ended up reporting on it. So we go back. This is like 2019 here.
Perth.
I can't get over it. So this one's the funniest one, and I had to go through these. So Perth City Centre, "It's okay to be white" stickers condemned. Condemned by who? John Swinney, who is also a member of the Scottish Parliament for Perthshire North, said the atrocious stickers had no place in Perth or any other part of our country.
See, they are really stepping on the rake here, because if they were just like, well, we don't really know what it's about. I mean, obviously we don't have a particular opinion on people because of their race, because that would be unfair and illiberal. And so we view this as possibly something that troublemakers are doing, so we're just going to tear them down and ignore them and have a mature response to it, right? That would be like, so we're just going to, move on. It would be a nothing. This would be a total nothing story. But it's the fact that, like, no, this is atrocious. There's no place for this. It's like, okay, what's going on? There's clearly some nefarious agenda behind what you're doing, and that's why you're so triggered by this very bland statement.
There's also no nuance in there. There's no, like, we'll condemn 4chan. It would give us a toss that.
Disavow 4chan, obviously.
But at the same time, I agree that, it's okay to be white. They don't say that. No, they're more obsessed with, no, this needs to be stomped out. Police Scotland said it was currently looking into the matter. Again, the fourth time. The fourth
National
time.
Socialist Police.
So, but it's not just them. Somerset Police. Hampshire Police.
Yeah.
Again, we're no better on this front.
We must stand together to resist this unacceptable material.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Swinney. It's not okay to be white. You got us.
We've got to resist it. I mean, can you imagine the response being, let's say the BLM movement props up in 2015 or whatever, and the response from Hampshire police is, we're looking into the matter. We're going to find the people who put up these posters. And the local MP is like, we must stand together to resist this movement and this organization. The Black Lives Matter organization must be crushed from our country.
I mean, that would be hilarious.
Not going to happen, though.
And it would probably end up making me defend Black Lives Matter. Well, look, it's okay to be black.
Literally, that would be the liberal response. Yeah, exactly. It's like, whoa, calm down, folks, Jesus. But no.
I mean, that's all I'd be able to say is calm down.
I mean, again, that's why I view all this through the same lens of civil rights here. I mean, there may be white extremists who are involved in this sort of thing. Sure. I mean, Malcolm X was part of the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
That doesn't really matter. The point is whether or not it should be the law that we can discriminate against applicants for jobs. And, Hampshire police were, and then investigated the person who called them out.
Yeah.
By definition there. So anyway, continuing on this. Sickening and disgusting, right? Turn up the rhetoric. Don't tone it down.
The fact that they read so much into this just really implies that what this has done is hit on their own personal agenda. Right?
Yes.
That's all I can hear from this is that they can't take a position of neutrality because they have a position of antipathy.
So they say in here, the message originally appeared in 2017 as a poster campaign in the United States organized by an internet messaging board. Well, it's 4chan, just say 4chan. As if that makes it more credible or something. With the aim of provoking reactions.
Which worked.
What are you doing?
Great job just throwing out the bait and then reeling it in.
Yeah, it was later picked up and spread by neo-Nazi groups. It doesn't matter. Because what's weird is this is antithetical to their own ideology.
Yeah, they don't agree with that.
They don't actually agree it's okay to be white. They think it's bloody great to be white or something like that. They think it's the Messiah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is not actually what their own ideology states, which is funny. But okay, it's like getting the Black Lives Matter guys to put those posters up. And it's like, you guys know that your ideology doesn't agree with this, but whatever.
But I love this. One person told the group, I am certainly worried now for my daughters who are not white but are from Perth.
That was Perth against racism.
Well, I mean...
Worried about their daughters.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
My daughters might have a neutral view on white people.
Then what?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, the liberal world order might come about.
It's sickening and disgusting to know that people think like this.
Yeah. And, I mean, this is all the layout as I've tried to make it clear, which is just that it's okay to be white. That's the phrase. Right, that's the problem. And then we compare this, obviously, to BLM. So I could just think about the reaction to the BLM stuff. So we go to the next one here. We have the London fireworks. You remember when they had the Black Lives Matter fist and the overseer?
Yep.
Or whoever, I don't know what you call them, screaming out, Black Lives Matter, in a big PA to all the people of London. Can you imagine if Boris was like, we need to shut that down? We need to put those people in their place. It's sickening and disgusting that they're able to do this.
Boris, it's okay to be black.
Calm down,
stop,
bro.
man.
Yeah, and then, of course, we have the extremists behind BLM because, I mean, let's not spend too long on this, but gets to the point. So this is one of the co-founders. What was her name? I think it was
Patrice
Cullens, who said she was a trained Marxist. And then if we go to the next one, we have another one of the founders. This was Elisa Garcia.
Is this the one with all the mansions?
I think this is the one with the property empire
that
she's building. And she said in here, I believe that all we have to do is keep dismantling the organization principle of the society, which creates inequalities for everyone, even white people.
Which is amazing considering how many mansions she now owns. But my favorite bit about this is when Channels came out and goes, well, no, me owning lots of mansions is Marxism. I agree. I agree.
Marxism long game.
Yeah.
But also the violence, because, of course, the It's Okay to Be White movement hasn't burnt any down any neighborhoods or any white neighborhoods.
I don't even know if it's a movement.
No, it's just people putting up stickers.
Yeah, this is my opinion on race.
Yeah, except, I couldn't pick a specific image for this because there's just so many. Yeah. But the BLM movement did actually end up burning down loads of black neighborhoods and black-owned businesses.
I wonder if people went around putting up It's Okay to Be Black signs, what kind of response would they get?
That was part of the evolution. People did start doing that.
Oh, did they?
And
really?
No response. It was weird. Yeah. Anyway, carrying on from this. So I thought we'd also just go around some of the funny stuff that happened in the past, because why not? So this is Pauline Hanson, who said in the Senate of Australia, she forced the Senate to have a vote on whether or not it's okay to be white.
I remember.
Let's play.
I ask that General Business Notice of Motion number 1092, standing my name for today, relating to anti-white racism, be taken as a formal motion. Anyone who pays attention to the news or spends any time on social media has to acknowledge that there has been a rise in anti-white racism and a rise in attacks on the very ideals of Western civilisation. I would also hope the Senate does the right thing and acknowledges it is indeed okay to be white. Such a simple sentence should go without saying, but I suspect many members in this place would struggle to say it. People have a right to be proud of their cultural background, whether they are black, white or brindle. If we cannot agree on this, I think it's safe to say anti-white racism is well and truly rife in our society.
Oh, wow. Said it each.
The federal election looming, I'm starting to think that Senator Hanson and a former colleague, Senator Anning, are now locked in a race to see who can be the biggest, the loudest racist bigot.
Order. There being 28 ayes and 31 noes, the matter is resolved in the negative.
They voted no.
I mean, I'm aware that Pauline Hanson's got quite a controversial history generally. She's quite an outspoken, but I mean, based on that, I think there are a lot of people who are racist against white people, and I think we should agree that there's nothing wrong with being a white person. It's like, you racist bigot.
But even part of the speech was you have a right to be proud of your culture, whether you're black, white, or brindle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what color you are. It's okay.
Look at your racist bigotry.
They but they voted no overwhelmingly.
Yeah, I know.
So it's okay to be white. Let's put that to a vote. The Senate voted no. Right. Okay.
Message received.
So this is why in Australian media ended up with scenes like this. It's just like, hosts wearing "it's okay to be white" shirts. Or why when Lauren Southern went there, she wore the shirt. Because it was just like, what the hell's wrong with this place? Like, you're in Senate spoke, it's not okay. Okay. Hanson also won re-election, so good on her. So let's carry on from this. This is also why you had soy boys back in the day denouncing this.
Yeah.
If you scroll down on this, just see the dislikes, because, how did they think this was going to go? Yeah.
Oh, wow. 24,000 dislikes to nearly 2,000 upvotes.
Not even visible, the upvotes there. Yeah, and then we'll just end on this last bit, which is the evolution of this prank is also very funny.
And remember, it is a prank.
Well, it is a prank. Unless you're in a society that actually does discriminate against white people, in which case, it becomes political speech that the cops try to shut down.
Yeah, because what it is, it's a torch, isn't it? A flashlight that's on a particular problem, and they can't bear that, so that's got to be stopped.
Yeah, the police are not investigating people in the United States, presumably, but in the UK, no, you will actually get investigated for a hate crime and taken to court and charged, presumably. So this was the funny evolution, which some mad lad did for a joke, and then it also blew up, which is the flyer saying Islam is right about women.
Oh, yes.
Let's just enjoy this.
Islam is right about women? What?
For women, the message is insulting and unnerving.
I think it's disgusting. It's unsettling. It's somewhat of a misconception that, Islam, I guess, hates women. 2
were posted downtown, several more found at the elementary and high schools and Unitarian Church. It's unclear who they target, women or Islam.
It's either about women, it's either about Islam, it's about both. I'm not really sure what point they were trying to make, but either way, it was terrible.
That kind of sign is very upsetting to anyone with either an Islamic background or for many women.
I love that. I mean, literal NPCs were like, it's wrong. Why? Don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's attacking women and Muslims. It's like, no, I think the Muslims would support that.
Yeah.
I think they would have to support, a good Muslim would have to support the idea that Islam is correct about what women are.
I couldn't find it. I really should have now. Which there was one other interview in which I think it was a different news station. They interviewed a lady in a burqa who lived in the same town. And she went, well, I think people have a right to say whatever they want. That was her response. She was like, Islam's right about women. Yes, that was her answer. But also, she defended free speech, and every other NPC in the town was like, I'm offended, shut it down. Why are you offended? I don't know. Okay, literal NPCs.
There's definitely something at play here.
Yeah, but also the people who are offended by it's okay to be white. Why? Because it shines a light on what is in the UK should be criminal activity.
Thanks for watching this clip from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters. We broadcast live on lotuseaters.com at 1 p.m. UK time every weekday. And we also have loads more content that we don't put on YouTube, such as the memes and video comments from our community. Every week we also have new episodes of our regular series, Contemplations and Epochs. In Contemplations, Josh explores interesting and diverse topics, such as the science behind the need for fathers in the home, or why people believe in ghosts and the paranormal. In Epochs, Bo and I go on, often at length, about various events and periods in history that are particularly fascinating. We've just finished a 5-part mini-series on the 100 Years' War, which I particularly enjoyed right up until the end of it when, spoiler alert, the French won. Alongside our excellent team of in-house writers, we also commission articles from outside contributors, and silver and gold tier subscribers have access to an audio recording of each premium article, so you don't have to read it yourself. We interview various contemporary thinkers and entertainers, as well as host the recordings of our live events. We also have a series of premium video content on the site, which we think is particularly worthwhile, or we simply can't put on YouTube because their editorial policies prohibit reasonable discussion on the subject. Personally, I think the deep dives we've been doing into critical theory and critical race theory are most important, as we reveal the origins of intersectionality and the plan that the radical left has for our societies. We are funded almost exclusively by our subscribers, so if you'd like to join us in the work we're doing, head over to lotuseaters.com and we'll see you there.